Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody. Today, Stephanie will start with song, Photograph, and then Growing in Gratitude by me, and then Michael talk. After Michael, talk by Rohit, Virtues of Austerity by Hasdur Maharaj Baba Savan Singh. Then we will have a short meditation session. After the meditation, we will watch a Ishwar Puriji YouTube talk. And then group meditation with love and devotion. Thank you. Stephanie, please. Can you hear me? Okay. So we come to growing in gratitude. Just like in fairy tales, the magic happens after the magic words are said. This is how the magic of the words, thank you very much, works. The words thank you very much, when used, should be used with full intensity than any other word. They need to become part of our identity. The words thank you very much, like a bridge, and takes us from where we are now to the life we dream of. The more we think and say the magic words, thank you very much, with full intensity, the more grateful we will feel. The more we think about gratitude and feel grateful, the more receptive we become to the Master's immense love for us. Gratitude is an emotion. So the main purpose of using gratitude is to feel its full intensity from within, because the power of emotion is what accelerates the magic in our lives. If we acknowledge gratitude to a small extent in our lives will change a little. But if we learn to acknowledge gratitude many times each day, our lives will change from moment to moment in ways that we surpass our imagination. I wish for all of us to grow in gratitude to our beloved Ishwar Puriji and enjoy the magic of his abundance, love, and grace. Thank you, Master, for the seva, and thank you for sharing me this seva. Give me the opportunity to do this seva. Thank you very much.
God morning, my dear brothers and sisters. I wanted to thank Stephanie for her shabd, and she told me to mention that she had to drag her children to go see Ishwarji, and I said, well, the same with my family. I had to drag them because not everybody is ready for this path. Everybody is on his own way, and but we did the seva of bringing them to see the master, and that's the greatest thing, because that's it. He puts the seed of God in them, and it will grow when the time is right. They might have to go through more lives, uh, but at some point the seed will grow. It will never be lost. So we did our seva. So today, um, I welcome you all to satsang, and in the start of the satsang, I put my head on my master's feet, on Ishwar's feet, and Baba Sawan Singh's feet, and Santakar's feet. And I hope that they will bless this satsang, and they will use me as a puppet, as I am nothing and they are everything. And I'm just a student in the classroom of God. That's what I am. So my seva today, what I'm gonna talk about is somebody sent me a question, and I'm gonna read the question and try to answer. And he's my dear brother. I used to think he's my dear sister, but then he told me he was using his wife's account. But yeah, and this is the first question. God morning, Michael. First question is directly for you. The others, to whoever can, is allowed to answer them. My wife, non-initiate, wanted to know how come you always smile. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to answer. How come I always smile? Someone is tickling me. No, no. I don't always smile. Look, I can be angry. No. Okay. So to answer this question, I would like to say, in general, that each one of us has his past karmas. Some of us in the past lives have meditated and have suffered in the past lives and have got initiated by a perfect master from the past lives. And then the burden of the heavy karma was paid at that time, and the suffering what happened in the past. And now, we have been sent here to do some seva or for some purposes of godly purposes. So it is a lighter karma. Ishwar Puri ji says that if you are initiated in this life, and then all your past karmas are burnt, they are erased, and then you will just have to go through the karma of this life. And then if you have to come back again because you haven't finished your course of spirituality, you have not meditated enough or something, you have to be sent again, then it will be much lighter because your karmas are not, you don't have any sinchit karma or past lives karma, those have been erased. And now in the new life you're getting, it will be karma from the Kariman and from the Kariman karmas that you have created in this life while you were initiated, and all your past lives are karmas are gone, and something will be given to you from the life that you have been initiated to continue on the next life. So it will be a much better situation. It will be a situation where you can meditate better, where a lot of burdens have been removed, and you will be put in a better place to continue on your spiritual progress. But why am I happy? I don't know. I'm not married. No, I'm just kidding. um, uh, um, there are reasons that there are some steps that every initiate can take to achieve happiness. And I don't claim anything. I'm just, as I said, I'm just a student in God's classroom. But the most two important virtues that a person can keep, and that will bring the goal of spirituality very, very fast. And it will bring happiness, it will bring tranquility, and it will bring peace in every initiate's life. If they pray, and I don't want to scare you, this is this don't run away. This is a buy and buy situation, as not masters don't even like to talk about this, but it's a buy and buy. It's patience and perseverance, and it takes time. So we are all here sitting, and each one has his past load and present situation that he has to deal with. Each one of us, I meant, has his own karmas that has to be paid off. So I'm just telling you what the saints and masters say, how to achieve fast, always smile, and always be living in a perpetual happiness state. Even if you are suffering inside, when I used to go to the ashram of my master Sant Singh in Oregon, and everybody who goes there and stays there for 40 days or 30 days, they go through heavy cleaning, heavy cleaning, which I did go through those heavy cleanings. Where master, when you are there, you are like in an intensive care hospital, and master does like deep surgeries on you, and then all the things are that have been dormant inside of us, the mud that has of anger, lust, ego, greed, and attachment that has been like in the bottom of the pot. It has been, now master shakes it and starts to clean it, and then all these feelings come up, and it's really, really, really. Hafiz calls it the fires of purification. The fires of purification that all of us, the children of God, have to go through and have to purify ourselves. So there is the fires of purification that we go through. And I used to go through these fires, but my face is still smiling. And then they used to come to ask me, my dear brothers and sisters initiates, and they're like, how come you're smiling? You never go through cleaning. You always come here and you spend 40 days or more, and you never go through cleaning. I'm like, no, no, no. I go through I go through cleaning from inside. Sometimes I'm burning, but I'm still smiling outside. Now, Ishwarji, when I saw Ishwarji like a few times ago, and I had a personal meeting with him, and he said that he loves my smile, and he said that it's coming from within, that this smile, that inside I am smiling always, and that's what he told me. So I was happy. So when we are happy within, when we are happy within, when we are content within, when we are living in master inside ourselves, then it reflects on the outside. That happiness comes from within. Happiness cannot come from the outside. Happiness comes from within. So if we are doing our meditation, if we are dwelling on the perfect living master all the time, then all the whatever qualities he has, that will be imbibed in us. And one of the qualities that the saints have is that they're always tripping on joy. Like how is it that he's always tripping on joy? The same thing, all the saints and masters, they're always tripping on joy, peace, and laughter. And that when you put all your thought, when we put all our thoughts on the perfect living master, then all these good qualities start to come with us. So the two most important virtues that scare people, one of them scares people and makes them run away. They once you start to say it, that's why the masters, they don't say them, because then all the initiates will pack their bags and phew, and and leave the place, which is forgiveness and chastity. Don't get scared. Don't run. Stay here. Forgiveness and chastity are the most important qualities, virtues on the path of spirituality. Actually, without forgiveness and chastity, one cannot proceed on the path, progress on the path of spirituality. And a veil of darkness envelops the soul and makes the Lord invisible. So if we want to make the invisible Lord visible, then we have to practice forgiveness and chastity. When we practice forgiveness and chastity, then the invisible Lord will become visible. So chastity and forgiveness. Chastity, Sant Kirpal used to say that chastity is life and sexuality is death. Guru Nanak said the same thing. Christ said that also. He said that it's a death-like system. Death-like system. We will be shadows of death if we don't practice chastity. That really the life impulse, that vital fluid in us is our it's the essence of this life. Imagine that it's a big, big, big force. That's why all the wrestlers and all the football players, the professionals, they tell them, to live it, to keep chastity, especially before games. In that way, they will win the game because it's a huge, huge power. It's a big, big power. If it can make babies, if it can make life, whether it's in men or women, then it's a huge power. So those who practice forgiveness and chastity, the goal of spirituality becomes very easy. When we sit close to somebody who is celibate, then we get soothing feeling by just sitting next to them. We get peace, we get tranquility as divine grace flows from them. Divine grace flows from people who keep that power in them. And as I said, it's a by and by situation. Nobody, If anybody tells you that he can be chased right away from the first moment of initiation, that is totally a big mistake. That we go that there is a steps that all of us have to take, and that is one is that we have to introspect ourselves. That's why Saint Kirpal, Saint Takar, Saint Ajayib, so many saints and masters have prescribed the diary to introspect ourselves. When we start to do the diary, then so much garbage, and then we give that garbage to master and he takes it. We give that garbage to master and he takes it. So the most important thing is to keep our diary. Then when we dwell our thoughts on the chaste one, that is by it is a by and by situation. It takes time, but when we keep our thoughts on the perfect living master who is just an ocean of chastity, then all these qualities start to imbibe on us. It starts to be transferred on us, and then this is how we can attain it. It takes time. It takes time. You know, like Hafiz said, that it took him 40 years, 40 nights, and 40 days to achieve perfection. You know, and that's when God, like when he became total. So this path is the path of patience. It's the path of perseverance, and it's the path of forgiveness, where we forgive ourselves if we make any mistakes, if we fall down on the path of spirituality, and then we pick up ourselves again and start again. Never stop, never give up, never give up. Even if we fail, we just have to keep giving up, keep begging master to keep going on, and not to stop. So in this path, it is a step by step, daraja bi daraja. So don't be scared, and don't because each one of us have to go through some karmas, and some of our karmas are might be sexual also. So we have to go through them. Otherwise, we have to come back to pay them. However, everything when we have the desire for Father God that is very, 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 very intense, then all karmas, not only he mitigates good karmas, but he bad karmas, but he everything can be mitigated. Everything can be mitigated, and if we master these two things, then of forgiveness and chastity, then our path towards God becomes very, 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 very easy. However, it's a step by step, as I said, and then we will just start to radiate peace, tranquility, happiness, and love. It will start to sprout from within us. That this has been taught by all the saints and masters. What else? Why am I happy? Why am I happy? Um, um, I guess that I can. So when we live in the master, in master's commandments, then we will be slowly, 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 we will, and in the master's word, slowly, 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 we will achieve happiness, peace, and tranquility. Let me see the other question. Oh, 1 second. Uh, Depending on the current condition, the meditation often differ between focus, hold, and withdraw attention. Um, in the dark area where someone needs to put attention to that pinpoint in order to open up the first sky, what is the best method to get through that pinpoint? Are they equally good to do that? Are they equally good to do that? Can you please also explain the difference between them? Also, how long someone need to be able to have that attention, minutes or hours? All right. Well, for me, as a student in spirituality, and not always my meditations are good, sometimes the most important thing, if we want to make our meditation good, first of all, solve our outer problem. Solve our outer problems. So, and don't think of anything except the master when you sit in meditation. But if we are thinking, if we are hungry, go eat first, then sit in meditation. So, like if we are thinking of other things that we have to do, and then we are sitting to meditate and our mind is going on and on, then we cannot sit and focus. So we have to sit and focus, first solve all our problems. Then, as I said, the first question also relates to the second question. The first question of happiness, I mean, like happy, and I said forgiveness and chastity. Like when we are not chaste, then our mind, our attention cannot be focused here, then it goes down. into the sexual organs, into the sexual chakra. And then we cannot focus here, we focus there. And of course, when we don't live a life of chastity, then what happens? Then anger attacks us. This is a weapon of the negative power, that that anger and attachment directly attack us when we don't live a pure life, and it makes us. That's why, like most people of the world, if you look at them, and they lose that power. They on daily basis, they lose that power. They always are weak, and they're always angry, and they're always suffering the fires of attachments. That all these things come from it. From those moments of pleasure, short moments of pleasure, there is a heavy payment, and that is our attention cannot be collected here at the third eye center. It goes downwards, and when our attention goes downwards, then our meditations fail. So it's a by and by thing. Don't be scared. When we achieve these things, then our anger will go away. Our anger will go away because there is nothing to make us angry. We're not attached to anything. We are, we are full of life. We're full of life. We are full of the divine power and divine grace of Master. So then it is easier to concentrate here. And then when we sit here, we won't think of other people. Now, because Master says, when you sit here, all your attachments comes in front of you and they grab you from the third eye center. So we have to first make our life outside good, pure and good, and solve our problems, and then sit in meditation, and then we will have much better results. However, even if we have not achieved those levels, we can still have good meditation. How? By the grace of the Lord, by the grace of Master. Everything really, all these things, pinpoint and sit here and focus and meditation is just relaxation. Relax in Father God, relax in Master. Sit here, like imagine yourself on a couch, like relaxing in God. And so no tension, and just repeat the Simran of the holy words with the thought of with the tongue of thought, with intervals, and try to listen to what you are here, to what your mind is repeating. Your soul is the listener, your mind is the repeater. Try to listen to what your mind is repeating. Once you start to listen to the Simran, then it will take you up. It will take you up. But really, the most important point, the best tip, the best tip that I can say to you is that ask Master to meditate for you, and ask Master for everything. Ask Master to do your Simran, and ask Master to take you up by His grace. Everything happens by grace. All what we have to do is just try to sit up here and then do our best and leave the rest to Master. And then He will take us up by His grace, by His grace. But as I said, the inner world is connected to the outer world. If we make our outer world according to Master's instructions, by and by, then the meditations will become better. Um, okay, the last question. Um, the last question is when we are in such count and above the grand dissolution happens and a new set is created, we gonna do that all over again all the time, stuck somewhere for experience and try to find the way out back home. He's asking, I think what he means is that once we reach such kand and we are in such kand, are we gonna keep coming down here and having to find back our way back up? And Ishwarji answered this question, and he said that there are two types of souls. There's the Huns and the Buns. And the Huns, they have been here, they have seen the other side, and they go back and they're more dancing. And the Buns, they never left. So if since when we are in such kand, we are part of God, we are one with God, and there is no difference between us and God, we are part of Sat Purush, then we can decide if we want to come down. That's what Master said, that it is our choice if we want to come down and have an experience. No, like you cannot, nobody can bring you down because you are totality of consciousness. Only if you want to come down and individualize yourself, then that is possible. And I also heard another thing that Master speaks, that sometimes Satpurush gives an order to somebody who has achieved oneness with God. he gives an order to go help. That once you achieve oneness with God, you won't come down here as a patient, you will come down here as a doctor to help others. So sometimes there's an order from Satpurush, from Father God, that say, okay, now go and help me. I need help in this world called planet Earth. Go down there and spread my word to bring more souls back up. So sometimes, there's an order from Father God, from Satpurush that brings us down, that brings, souls back down. So I hope I answered your questions. And Rohit, my dear brother Rohit, can also add to what I said if I missed anything or if I said anything wrong, or he can also correct me or add something or